When was the last time you looked in the mirror and truly felt enough? For many of us, it's been a long time. Somewhere along the way, we started to measure our value by what we do, by how successful we looked, or by how much we can give to others. And when life didn't go as planned, when relationships hurt us, or when society's pressures became too heavy, we slowly forgot one essential truth: that we were always worthy, simply because we exist. This episode is for anyone who feels disconnected from themselves. For the person who has been giving and giving to everyone else, but rarely takes the time to refill their own cup. For the one who constantly questions their worth, waiting for someone else to tell them they are enough. Today, I want to remind you that you don't need anyone's approval to reclaim your self-worth. And I want to walk with you through the process of learning to love yourself again. So let's begin with a simple but powerful question: what is self-worth? Many people confuse it with self-esteem. Self-esteem is how good you feel about yourself based on what you achieve, the compliments you get, the grades you earn, or the job title you hold. It goes up and down depending on circumstances. But self-worth is deeper. Self-worth is the unshakable belief that you are valuable, not because of what you do or how much you have, but simply because you are you. Think of a worker who has given years of loyalty to their company. They put in extra hours, take on more tasks than they should, hoping that maybe this time, their boss will finally recognize them. But when promotions pass them by or when their hard work goes unnoticed, they start to believe they are not good enough. Their worth becomes tied to recognition from others. And the moment that recognition is missing, their self-worth crumbles. This is the trap so many of us fall into, placing our value in the hands of someone else. So why do we lose our self-worth? Often, it begins with the pressures of society. We are told from a young age that to be valuable, we must be successful, attractive, productive. We chase perfection in our careers, our appearance, even in our relationships. And the moment we fall short of those unrealistic standards, shame creeps in. Sometimes, it's the relationships we keep. A toxic partner, a harsh parent, or even a boss who constantly criticizes can chip away at the way we see ourselves. When you're told over and over that you're not enough, you begin to believe it. And then there's comparison. In today's world, it's easier than ever to lose yourself in the highlight reels of others. You open social media and see people traveling, smiling, achieving, living their perfect lives. And suddenly, your quiet routine feels small. Your simple joys feel insignificant. You start to wonder if you're doing life wrong. But here's the truth: your worth has nothing to do with someone else's journey. And of course, failure and rejection play their part. Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted. Maybe someone you loved left you. Maybe your dream didn't work out the way you hoped. In those moments, it's easy to believe that your worth has diminished. But your mistakes, your rejections, your setbacks, they do not define you. They are part of your story, not the measure of your value. So how do we reclaim our self-worth once it feels lost? The journey begins with self-compassion. Too often, we are our own harshest critics. We speak to ourselves in ways we would never dare speak to a friend. Think about it. If your best friend lost their job, would you tell them they're useless? Of course not. You'd remind them that they still have talents, strengths, and value. So why do we speak differently to ourselves? It's time to start offering ourselves the same compassion we so easily give to others. The second step is learning to set boundaries. Many of us lose our self-worth because we constantly say yes when we mean no. We agree to extra shifts at work, we tolerate disrespect in relationships, we stretch ourselves thin until there's nothing left to give. Saying no isn't selfish, it's an act of self-respect. It's a way of saying, my energy, my peace, my time, they matter too. Another powerful way to rebuild self-worth is to celebrate small wins. Too often, we only recognize ourselves when something big happens: a promotion, a degree, a major achievement. But life is built on small steps. The day you chose to get out of bed despite feeling low. The moment you spoke up for yourself. The simple act of cooking yourself a healthy meal. These are victories. And the more you honor them, the more you remind yourself that you are progressing, that you matter. We also need to challenge our negative self-talk. That inner voice that whispers, you're not enough. You'll never get it right. It's time to stop letting it run the show. When those thoughts come, write them down. Then, rewrite them into something kinder, something true. Instead of, I'm a failure, say, I am learning and growing. Instead of, I don't deserve happiness, say, I am worthy of love and peace. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about replacing the lies you've believed with the truth you deserve to hear. Reconnecting with your passions is another vital piece of the puzzle. Somewhere along the way, many of us stop doing the things that light us up. We abandon hobbies, we give up on dreams, we stop making time for joy. But self-worth grows when you do things that remind you of who you are beyond your responsibilities. Whether it's painting, writing, walking in nature, or simply spending time with loved ones, these moments reconnect you with your essence. And finally, we must learn what it truly means to love ourselves. Self-love is not arrogance, and it's not selfishness. It's the quiet, steady acceptance of who you are. It's looking at your flaws and saying, I'm still worthy. It's caring for your body, mind, and soul. It's refusing to let others dictate your value. Think of a child learning to walk. They stumble, they fall, they cry. But do we love them less for failing? No. We cheer for them. We encourage them. We celebrate every step, no matter how small. That's the kind of love you need to offer yourself. Unconditional, patient, kind. So as we come to the end of this episode, I want you to remember, reclaiming your self-worth is not about becoming perfect. It's about realizing that you were worthy all along. You don't need to earn it, you only need to believe it. If this message spoke to you, I'd love for you to share your story in the comments. How are you working on your self-worth? What steps are you taking to love yourself again? Together, we can create a space of encouragement and growth, and don't forget to subscribe.